Why, hello there, and I'm happy to see you following me for another uh, battle in the Spartacus campaign. We are playing Commands and Colors Ancients, of course, and today we're going to play a scenario named the Mummius Defeat. We're still in 72 BC, but we are in the autumn of 72 BC. So, if you remember the last battle, the Battle of Picenum, we have two Roman consuls, Lentulus and Gellius, attacking Spartacus there. In my battle, actually the Romans won, but in history they got whacked there. And that, of course, and there was actually another battle after that, at least one, featuring the same commanders. But apparently they didn't, do too well. So the Roman Senate decided to give Marcus Licinius Crassus the task of quelling Spartacus' revolt. And Crassus was, of course, I mean, he's kind of a famous guy. I'm sure many of you have heard of him. He will later actually, join up with Caesar and Pompeius. But he's said to be the richest man in the whole of Rome. He had, he was, I don't know what about the term in English, but he was, renting or giving loans of money. So he got a lot of interest back. So the flood of money coming back to him was just enormous. Anyway, he was, for some reason, maybe he applied for it himself, I'm not sure, but for some reason he was appointed, even though he maybe wasn't really that military man, but he was appointed to this task. Now, please get Spartacus. So it's said that many volunteers flocked to his ranks of the nobles of Rome. Of course, they saw a nice opportunity here to gain some glory, right? One of his subordinates was a man called Mummius, and many more joined him, as said. He gathered up 6 legions for this task to attack Spartacus. And that's a huge amount of troops, if you think of it. 6 legions plus the ally, so it's a lot of people in that army. Anyway, we are still, as I said, in 72. Spartacus has decided to march southwards again, so he's on his way southwards. Crassus is planning to, at the border of Picenum again. We are actually kind of in the same area here, a bit more south, I believe. He was planning to meet Spartacus there for the fight. Now, about his deputy here, Mummius, he sent him with 2 legions. I think it was 2, if you could say, lesser legions or less experienced legions, to basically harass Spartacus while the main army waited for the clash at Picenum, the border of Picenum. So he sent Mummius 2 legions. That's already that is quite a lot of people, of course. 2 legions, a lot of people, a lot of soldiers. He sent them forth, and Mummius, if you look at the setup of this battle, probably Spartacus has hid away a lot of troops when Mummius arrived here, or when we are seeing this battle unfolding, because we are seeing this big slave camp here in the center of the board, and we see Mummius legionaries in the center here. So probably this camp, looking really weak from what he can see, right? It just wet his mouth too much, right? He wanted to get there and crush it and get a lot of glory out of that. So he saw an opportunity to gain some glory. So he was actually, you know, moving in contrary to the orders that he got, to only harass and not engage himself in any big battles here, right? But onward he went. But what he probably didn't know is that Spartacus cunningly, as usual, had hid away lots of heavier troops in the woods behind these hills here, and also in the woods over here. Now Mummius seems to have some flank support though, with lighter troops, but still he was going in for a big trap here. So approaching here, he was attacked by Spartacus men. I don't know, maybe they got in his rear. I haven't found really much details about this battle, but can imagine that they were surrounded, hit in the flanks, maybe in the rear as well. So what we know is that Mummius legionaries started to, waver and then rout, and loads of them said to just throw their weapons and just run for it, right? And probably a good bunch got captured as well. So Mummius himself got away as well in the big rout, and the punishment was really, really harsh by Crassus. Of course, Crassus was, he must have been mad when he heard what had happened here. He lost kind of 2 legions out of his 6. Mummius making this foolhardy attack, outnumbered. Of course, he maybe didn't know he was outnumbered, but he should have known that Spartacus had this huge army somewhere in the vicinity here. So it was a risky move to do this by Mummius. So the punishment, as I said, was really harsh. They did something called decimation, meaning every 10th man in the Roman ranks were killed, and they were chosen by lottery. So harsh punishment here, and Mummius himself, I believe he got expelled from Rome to never return. I think we don't know that much of his fate, because from what I learned, he's not really mentioned anymore in the annals. So maybe, I don't know, he probably moved to some periphery area somewhere, and maybe he lived a quiet life there. Don't know, really. But that's the little information we have, or I have, about this battle at least. So I think we can go right away to the War Council and start looking at what we have in front of us for today. So as we can see, the slave army here, led by Spartacus, of course, he has 6 command cards, while Mummius has only 4 command cards. It looks like, this is a big weapon for the slave army, of course, having 2 more cards than the Roman player. But we also see the Roman player moving first again. But I'd say it's not that one-sided of a battle. I think this might get into a really even fight. I will explain why in a few moments. We have a 5-banner victory condition. The special rules says that if Roman units occupy 2 or more slave camp hexes at the start of the Roman player turn, the Roman player wins 1 victory banner that cannot be lost. Remove the camp hex terrain tiles and collect the victory banner before playing a command cards. So 2 of these needs to be occupied at least in the start of a Roman turn. Then we can remove the camp hexes, and the Romans gain the victory banner by that. But at least 2 needs to be occupied at the same time, as I read it. Then we have the Marius Legions rule in effect, meaning they can throw pila, medium heavies. And then I am Spartacus slave player rule is in effect, meaning if the Spartacus player will play the I am Spartacus card, they will roll 8 dice instead of 6 in that for activating units. Okay, that's it. So I think by that we can put this one aside and look at the actual battlefield here, or the game board. So what do we see here? Well, as I said, the slave army player, they have 2 more cards in their slots, so that's maybe their biggest weapon actually, because if you look at the troop quality here, we're pretty even. I mean, we have 6 medium heavies in the center of the Roman army here. And all in all, we have 6 medium troops, counting also warrior units on the slave army side. We have 1, 2, 3 here, and 1, 2, 3 over here. And that's another edge for the Roman player. These guys are already grouped and they are nice, you know, adjacent to each other and in one place. So this is a real iron fist. While the Spartacus medium heavies are, you know, on the both flanks, nothing in the center. So they have a harder time to activate more heavies at one time than these guys have. I mean, a line command, a double time, you know, a leader activation card. They can activate a lot of these mediums by those. And speaking of mediums, we also have another medium unit here. It's medium cavalry with a leader here. So Mummius is, by the way, here, and Spartacus is over there. And if you look at the leaders here, Spartacus is the only leader on that side. So that's another weapon for the Romans, because they have 3 of them, and 2 here with their medium heavy. So this cluster here is gonna be super dangerous for the slave army player. Then we have, as I said, another leader here. These guys are all unnamed. We don't know who they are, but some cavalry officer here. So as I see it, the Roman player might even be, I don't know, might even be a bit, you know, stronger in that sense than the Spartacus player. Even though I think the slave army has a few more units than the Roman player. Now, the flanks, of course, are weak, but they are not that important as I see it. I mean, look at this flank. The Roman player has 2 light units, so it will be hard for the Spartacus player to reach these guys and attack them. They will just evade as long as they have evade hexes available. And I mean, these are designed just to harass the flanks of these guys. Because what will happen is, of course, or my plan is, that I will kind of try to recreate history here by marching very aggressively with the Romans towards the camp, trying to capture them as soon as possible, because we are only seeing light stuff over there. And then I will just, you know, harass with the flanks. Here we have a bit more heavier. We have actually auxilia, and we have this heavy, medium heavy, then the light cavalry also. So a bit heavier on this flank, so we might take the fight, and we might even get attacked by the slave army player here, because we cannot evade here. We need to fight if they attack. So here might be some action actually. Over here we will just evade, harass if we get the opportunity to do that. In the center, press forward. We need to take the camp as soon as possible, as was Mummius' plan. That's what we're gonna aim at actually. As for the slave army player then, well, we don't want the guys to get into those camp hexes. We're gonna defend with everything we have, or teeth and claws there, right? So we're gonna, but what I would like to do is actually to, you know, to exchange these troops, getting these light slingers out of these camp hexes and getting in some more auxilia. I would like to see 3 auxilia units in the camps defending, while the lighter troops are on the flanks of this camp and hailing, you know, missiles towards the advancing Romans. That's the optimal thing I want to do there. And I want to, of course, get in with the medium heavies getting into the flank of those Romans. That would be really cool. You know, imagine, for instance, playing a double time and just hitting them in the flank. That would be so cool. I might also, as I said, use these two warriors actually to attack here. Maybe gain some victory banner here. Maybe 2, if possible. We'll see if the cards allow us to do that. Otherwise, as usual, we'll see what happens. We have some light cavalry also over there that could help us with some support of the fight of those camp hexes. So that's it. I think that's enough for a plan. I'm really excited. I think the setup looks cool. I like this cluster of Roman legionaries just, you know, steaming towards that camp hex. And if you look at it, it's only 2 hexes away. So we are soon there. I mean, if they do the first move, they can already start throwing the pila against the guys on the walls there. And these guys will, of course, hail stones and lead from these slingers and also javelin throwers we have ready on those ramparts there. So it's going to be cool. So by that, I think we're ready. And as I said, and I checked that again, yes, the Romans move first actually. So we might see something cool happening here. So let's start the action. Okay, so first of all, we're going to reveal what we have in the Roman slots A and B. Coordinated attack and to left. Okay, implying we're going to do some harassment maybe from the start. Let's see what we get. That's actually a D or E, so that's 2 cards we don't know of yet. So we're going to see what we have. We had a counter attack, which we will of course play later on. And then we have 3 unit center. Okay, so we're gonna we need to play these one more or less. So we're gonna start moving forward with 3 units. And I think I'll start with these 3. I want to keep these guys in a line still, or adjacent to each other at least. So I'm gonna move forward like this. And then we're going to throw some pila towards these guys. I don't think there's any dice reduction, if I remember correctly, from the terrain effects here. I think, though, these guys can ignore 1 flag. But they could anyway, because they are supported. So, well, hits are hits, basically. So, let's see. We're actually going to attack that auxilia in the center. First one is a miss. We have another pila attack. Another miss. Okay, but the show is on now. We replace the card in slot E and we check what Spartacus has up his sleeve. In slot A he has 2 left, 2 center, and in slot B he has a move, fire, move. Actually, that's, I mean, move fire move is an optional, not optional, but optimal card for my plan. Remember I said I wanted to, you know, kind of get these guys into here and these guys out to flank. And with that card, we could actually do that. We could move, fire, and then move again. That's optimal. So let's hope I get a B. I would love to get that as the Spartacus player right now. Let's see. That's actually C or lowest order counts. We're going to check with what we have in C also. Oh, can you believe it? We have another move for a move. I was already, you know, not too happy as we would not get, you know, able to play that card. But we actually can now since we have another one in slot C. Amazing. Okay, so that's actually how many? Equal to command. So we actually can order up to 6 lights. This is amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it will be these lights cavalry as well. And since I can move again, I dare to move forward to do some good damage here. Let's see. We're gonna throw some serious amount of javelins in this turn actually. Let's see how we can achieve that. So I want to move these guys here, I believe. Then they can move in the next movement phase. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Let's just mark them moved like this. Then these guys I will not move, I believe. They will fire with the full effect, and then they're going to move out in the second phase. And these guys, I mean, they're light cavalry. They're going to just take one step forward to throw their javelins. This needs to go two, actually. Like that. That's not too shabby, actually. So let's see. Lots of javelins and stones will rain over the advancing Romans right now. Let's start from this flank. So one die attack since they moved. Miss. We're gonna keep that activated. Let's take the second one with only one target. There. Let's see what happens. There we got a hit. It's a blue. So first blood. And that's Roman blood. So I'm gonna actually continue harassing those guys with the light cavalry. One die. That's a red. This light cavalry has only one target. That's one. Let's attack it. Let's see if we get a hit. That's a flag. And we don't want to take that as we are supported. We can ignore it. Then we have our slingers left to do. Let's see now. Let's start from here against this center legionary unit there. Actually, it's two dice. Miss. Second slinger, same target. Another miss. Two reds this time. So not that much of a hit, but we got one. And the most important thing is though to get our guys in place now. So let's see in what order we should do this. So I want these guys to actually enter the woods. These guys will rush into the camp, and these guys will just take one step back. This is a nice setup, meeting the Romans. We can throw a lot of javelins, and we can now put up a pretty good fight here in the camp hexes. This is going to be difficult for Romans actually now. The second one then, well, we need to move these guys away a bit. Actually back there. Then these slingers can jump into the woods. And the auxilia, as planned, will go into the camp, ready for the fight. Yep. Actually, I would move that guy over there instead, because I think I could do that, right? I was here, here, and here. So if I move that first, then that guy, and that guy, then it's possible. Yeah, okay, nice. So now we have also an anchored flank over here. That's what I wanted. So I can ignore actually two flanks here now. One due to the camp and one due to being supported. Great. I think I will be happy as the Spartan player with that first turn. So let's replace the card in slot C, and then we go back to the Romans. Another A or B, so now it's going to be a coordinated attack or 2 units left. Coordinated attack or these 2 units here. Too bad we cannot activate in the center, which was our intention, so we might get more fire upon us. One more turn. I mean, if the Spartacus player can play, for instance, this once or more, they will fire with they will use this as a light troops card, more or less. So what should we do then? What could we do with the coordinated attack? We could go up with 1 unit and attack, but that's a bit dangerous. I think I want more mass into my attacks. I'm gonna wait with that. We could of course put up 1 more unit towards the center. I might want to do that actually. Yeah. Okay, so I'll play actually the coordinated attack as the Roman player. We're gonna do some light infantry. We're gonna march up these guys, and we're gonna throw some javelins here. Now, these guys will just march up. They can actually throw some javelins. These guys will march up, throw javelins. These guys will stay in place and throw some javelins over there. So we're going to see some ranged attacks also from the Roman turn now. Let's start here. So it's 1 die against... they can ignore 1 flag anyway. So let's pick these guys who are closer to our troops. 1 die. Miss. Let's take this Pila and we're gonna throw it against that Auxilia just in front of them. Flag, they can ignore that. Then these guys, they would normally have 2 dice, but since the enemy is in woods, we will only get 1 die, and we're gonna attack that guy. And we got a hit. And that's an important hit, because these are warriors. Awesome javelin throwing by that Roman light cavalry unit there. Okay, replace the card in slot A. And we go to the Spartacus player. I'm really hoping to get some infantry moving on the Roman side next turn. Let's see what Spartacus will do during that time. It's a D or E, so let's see what we have in those slots. We have 3 units right, it's over here. We have a counter-attack, which would be a coordinated attack. Then we have in the E slot inspired left leadership, which is over there, no leaders there. So it's 1 unit of my choice basically if I play that. Okay, so let's play 3 on the right then. Let's start the fun. So I will fire with some missile troops and I will move towards the center now. Too bad I'm leaving 1 guy behind. Actually, I might ignore that one this turn and get all my guys with me. So these guys will actually attack. They're charging over that hill and attacking. These guys will move to give support, meaning these guys will have leader support in their attack. But remember, these guys also have leader support. And these guys, since they cannot reach an enemy, they only can move 1 hex. They're gonna move over there. But they are ready to charge next time. So we have 1 attack to do here now. It's 4 dice, and as said, we have leader support. These guys can ignore 1 flag. Well, not too optimal of a roll by Spartacus warriors there. Too bad for them. I'm feeling I'm getting a bit same thing as in the beginning battle. Remember I played that, if you saw that gameplay, I had a nice charge, double time charge done by Spartacus. And they just failed. They rolled something like this, I believe, that in that battle as well. Okay, let's see how the Roman response is then. Well, a lot better. They got in 3 hits on us, or the Spartacus player. Well, that sucked. That sucked. I hate when this happens, to be honest. No hits, and then the battle back is just super deadly. Okay, but that's how it is. That's how it is. So I'm gonna replace the card in slot D, and we go to the Romans. So the Romans got a nice start here now. Really nice start. 1 important unit almost eliminated. We could maybe eliminate that this turn. And we also got this important hit here, so the Romans had started better, that's for sure. So the Romans will play a D or E. That's a counterattack, which would be 3 on this flank. Maybe not that interesting, so it all depends on what they have here now. And that's an outflanked. This is not optimal. The Romans cannot really do anything here. Okay, so maybe I should do the outflank then. Because I still might engage and kill that unit before it's getting away. So I'm gonna actually move these guys 1 forward. These guys 1, 2, 3. Gonna do some serious throwing of javelins again. Over here, well, let's just continue with some bombardment here as well. We are not too interested in engage here. I want to decimate that warrior unit as well. That's more important. So let's start here with the light infantry. 1 die. If we get a blue, he's dead. No, a flag. That was lucky for the Spartacus player, because now these guys can get away actually, because he has to take it also. So these guys don't have any target anymore. So the warriors actually got away, but maybe only for now, because the Romans might still reach him. Okay, so over here we're gonna try to get that guy. So let's start with the light cavalry first. That's a flag, which I actually will take. I'm gonna go towards the center here with my warriors. So the other guy will attack towards this unit. That's a miss. Interesting start though, don't you think? So it's the Spartacus player. First we're just gonna replace the card, and then we go to the Spartacus player, see what we get here. We got the C or lowest order count, so we don't have the C card up yet. It's a line command. I think we need to also see what we have here then. Okay, so line command, which is huge. This is huge. Very interesting. I might play that. What would otherwise be the lowest order count? It's 2 left, 2 center, another 2 center. A counterattack would be outflanks. We cannot play that. And then we have a left inspire leadership, and that's only 1 unit over here. So either line command or only 1 unit over here, and that's not too fun. So I'm gonna play the line command. This is gonna be quite a lot of units activated actually. Okay, there's a break there actually because of the cavalry. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Here we're gonna throw javelins, I believe. We will not attack. I'm just thinking, should I sacrifice that unit to get one of the legionaries? Or should I just try to get away? I think I'm gonna try to save him actually. I move him here, but Spartacus will attack even though he's not that super supported, but he has a lot of ranged support in his attack. So we might get a hit or 2 before we attack here. That would be great because maybe we can crush in and do another attack. That's what I'm hoping for. So let's start with that. So the Slinger unit over here, they're gonna fire against that legionary unit trying to help Spartacus in his charge. And nothing. These guys will throw javelins out of that fortified camp hex. Nothing. Bad rolls by Spartacus player now. That sucks. We have one more chance to decimate those before we attack them. Come on. One blue, please. Oh, here comes the... here comes the... what is it called? I don't know what we were looking for. We could say. We missed all the time here, but now we hit with 2, so that's great. That's actually super. So now we're gonna... Let's wait with this attack. We're gonna try maybe also to hit those guys first. They could be my second target if I kill those, you know. So another javelin attack coming in first, and yep, we got another hit and also a flag. Let's see now, do I want to take the flag or not? I think not, because if I take it, I'll leave these guys unsupported. So if we have a slight chance to survive here, and then we can hit back harder if we are supported. So these guys will actually stay. And then we have, but good, really good, you know, ranged fire there. Out of 4 units, which means 6 dice, since none of them moved, 3 hits. So that's, I think that's really good. So now comes Spartacus attack. We have 4 dice. Come on, 2 hits. Yep, we got 3 hits. So these guys went down, and we got the first victory banner dealt, and that's Spartacus. And I'm gonna go in and attack these reduced unit there as well. 4 dice once more. And can you believe it? We got 3 hits. Bang! These guys go down as well. Now Spartacus is warmed up. So 2 banners out of 5 needed. Should I take the ground there? I don't think so, because if I do, I can be hit by more units than standing here. So I'm gonna, you know, hold my troops back here and wait for the next turn. But good one. Good flank attack by Spartacus after the failed charge of the warriors last turn. I like this. Yep, it's the Romans. Let's see what they can come up with. That's a tactic card or lowest order count. Tactic card would be a counterattack or 2 here. Not good card, so maybe I need to play that line command then by the counterattack. Yes, I more or less need to do it actually. And it will be these 3. And I want to get some kind of a revenge here, so I'm gonna move in these guys here. I'm gonna give them leader support, and I'm gonna move up the next unit here. They can throw Pila, by the way. So let's just attack here first. 4 dice, and we have leader support. We got 1 hit. Too bad of a roll by the Romans there this time. So maybe it evens out the bad roll with that the other guys did. We're gonna check though if Spartacus held. Yep, he's fine. So they're gonna battle back. This is medium heavy infantry, so they got still the 4 dice. And that's 2 hits on the Roman legionary unit. Heavy fighting here now with this one, you know, chosen warrior unit here of Spartacus and the legionaries here. So these guys will probably not have any target then, but these guys can throw some javelins, and I'm gonna target the center hex there. It's 1 die. And they hit. You know, these small things can make a difference. Now they are down to 3, you know. All right, we are seeing some really heavy and even fighting here. So let's see how Spartacus can react to this. Roman advance. He also got a tactic card or lowest order count. So we could play a counterattack. That would be another line command, but this time Spartacus himself is detached from the line. What else? Lowest order count, what would that be? Oh, we actually have a move fire move that's also a tactic card we could play. So we could throw quite a few missile fire with this card. Is that what we want to do now? It's not the too shabby of a card actually to play now, to be honest. But we could, otherwise I would need to play this. I have this one. This is a bad one for me to have in my hand because this is the lowest order count and it's only one unit, you know, my choice somewhere. So, but you could of course continue attacking with Spartacus with that card. That's not a bad thing either because we could kill these and get this in one turn and then we are one away from victory. I'm gonna roll for it. So 1, 2, 3. We will play the move fire move, which is a tactic card. And we're gonna shower these guys with javelins from all the places here. If I roll 4 to 6, I will actually play the inspired left leadership, which means I can only order one unit since I don't have any leader there. And that will be these guys, and they will continue their charge through rolling up the flank of the Roman army here. Let's see. That's a 3, so we go with a move fire move. So that's 6 light units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's bring up the horse. So the only guy that will move is these guys, and they will move actually over here. So now let's see. Now I'll try to actually kill some Romans with, you know, ranged fire. And I think, I mean, this is highly possible we can do it actually because we have loads of dice to roll. So we start from here, the 1, 2, 3, we have the range. Attack here with 2 dice. You see, we're rolling really good. So these guys go down with 2 blocks. Oh my, this is looking really dangerous. Actually, we can move with those guys, so we're gonna keep them activated. Continue from here, 2 dice. If I get one more blue, it's over for them. That's a flag. I think they are wise to take it. Yep. Continue from here, 2 dice. These guys cannot retreat, but they can ignore 1 flag. No hits. Second auxilia. No hits. The third one. No hits. Bad rolls there. So these guys survived the big shower of javelins from the camp. We still have these guys, and I'm actually going to target the light cavalry unsupported there. If I get the flag, they will lose 2 blocks. Nope, no hits there. Okay, I could still move, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to back off with my cavalry again. Otherwise, I'll just stay where I am with all the troops. I'm quite happy. I mean, we have a nice wall of, you know, ranged troops here who could stop the Roman advance. And at the same time, we have some fighting capability up in that camp. So this doesn't look too good for the Romans, to be honest. Okay, so I think actually while replacing the card in slot B for the Spartacus player, I'm gonna end the first session here actually. And we'll see, it might go fast in the second part, I don't know, it depends on, I mean the Spartacus player still needs 3 victory banners for victory, so it might take a while still, even though we have some ripe targets here. If we can activate, for instance, Spartacus, it might even be worth raiding with a light cavalry on these weakened legionaries, even though it's very dangerous. But if you can get some, I don't know, leader support with us, it might be worth it. Otherwise, yeah, the Romans have yet to get the first victory banner, actually. Even though they have been close, this is one left there by the failed attack of these slave or gladiators or slaves or whatever these guys are. And we have Spartacus with a medium heavy in a dangerous situation here. I mean, the Romans go next. They have been unlucky to order troops in the center section, and that has been, I think that's have been the most the thing that have kept Romans from any success in this battle so far. It's that they cannot activate troops in the center when they need to. It started good, but then nothing in the center. That really sucks. So they just are sitting here getting attacked, getting showered by javelins and stones and whatnot, and then yeah, they're kind of, Mummius is just kind of paralyzed here now. Also hearing from the front ranks that some gladiators have crashed into their lines, so he's a bit paralyzed here now. Let's see if they can react in part 2. So that's all. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope I will see you again in part 2. Bye for now.